I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Do you feel the pressure coming up with new and delicious weeknight meals? Well, so do I, and I'm a chef. So today I thought it would be fun to explore some new entrees together. So join me right here, right now on SoFlo Taste. How fun is that? Welcome, my taste buds. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, but I hope you knew that. Welcome to the Goya Kitchen in the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute in Coral Gables. Is the family or are you in need of some new weeknight meals, or are the old favorites becoming less favorites? Lately, even the dog is turning up his nose at your leftovers? Well, don't touch that dial or that remote, because I've got some dishes that are sure to brighten up weeknight dinner time at your house. So let's get cooking. I don't know about you, but I have not had a sloppy joe in a really long time. I thought it was time to bring it back. So right now in my little cast iron pan, I've already started cooking the ground beef. You can go 80-20 for a little more fat, or 90-10, which is what I really prefer, for just a little less fat. So this is almost completely finished cooking. I'm now gonna add my onions, and these are just small diced. You can use white or yellow or even red onion, it's really up to you. Some red pepper, bell pepper of course, without the seeds, and then a little bit of garlic. Next, let's go ahead and add the spices to make it more fun, of course. So I've got paprika, cumin, garlic and onion powder, a little cayenne pepper, and red crushed chili flake. And let's go ahead and allow the spices to get nice and hot in the pan to let them do their work even better. You know, spices love to toast. We call it toasting as chefs in the pan. And it allows their flavor to come out more. It brightens the flavor of any spice. So once you work that in, let's go ahead and add the more wet ingredients. I've got a little brown sugar, which is kind of in the middle. Then I have some Dijon mustard, ketchup, which was my mother's secret weapon. Anytime when she was stewing something, it needed a little viscosity or thickness, she would add a little bit of ketchup. You see how that brings it all together? It's crazy how that works. Next, some tomato puree, which comes in a can. Let's cook that down a little bit. Now we're gonna add some Worcestershire. It's funny, I only think of it in Spanish, salsa inglesa. A little Worcestershire and some beef broth to make it nice and juicy and sloppy, of course, because right now it's not sloppy enough. So the more fluids you add into it, the sloppier it's gonna be. So let's go ahead and allow that to cook and get nice and stewy. I'm gonna lower the heat just a touch. And on this side, I'm going to start toasting my delicious sesame buns in a little bit of butter. So let's go ahead and turn that heat on. So I like to toast my buns on both sides. Some people actually like to toast them on the inside as well, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. I think I'm just going to toast the outsides. So let's allow this all to come together. So I'll toast the buns on both sides, fill it with these delicious sloppy joes, and of course, come right back. But before I leave, just so you know, my new cooktop is induction. It's magic. I love it. It cooks with electromagnetic energy, just like the one I have at home. It came from General Hotel and Restaurant Supply and the Volrath Company. General has been a leader in premier kitchen equipment for 7 decades. Their store is a chef's wonderland with thousands of items for the cook, both home and professional. They're in Miami Lakes, or you can see them online at generalhotel.com. Either way, visit them. You'll enjoy yourself. All right, everybody, I'm gonna stew this for a while. I'm gonna toast my buns, and I'll see you here in a minute. Come right back to SoFlo Taste.
Come back to SoFlo Taste from the Goya Kitchen at the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute, here on Local 10.
I'm design expert Elena Capra, and after Michelle, join me for SoFlo Home Project here on Local 10.
It's a Milam's Markets Minute. Here's Melinda Harper.
Lee, I am a meat lover, and this looks incredible.
We're at our service counter today. We have all sorts of meat variety and offerings throughout the store, but our service case is where it really is the best of the best. What we carry is Certified Angus Beef branded beef. Certified Angus Beef, it has 10 exacting specifications, and it results in the very highest quality. But Certified Angus Beef, only 3 in 10 cattle will qualify. Wow. So what you're looking at here is the very best. So we have USDA Choice Certified Angus Beef, and we have USDA Prime. Prime is absolutely out of this world, next level quality. And you can see it in the sizing and the marbling and the texture and the tenderness of the meat as well.
When I take this steak home with me, what can I expect?
Like everything we offer here, it's exceptional quality. And when you come to Milam's, it will always be the very best.
So if you're a meat lover like I am, you've got to come to Milam's Market.
This is the center of the plate. You have to trade up your experience there. Make sure you come pay us a visit to have the very best meat on your table, or shop online at milamsmarkets.com and we can deliver the best to you.
Or come to my house after I cook the steak.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, and welcome to my show dedicated to giving you new recipes for easy weeknight meals. So let's get back to even more delicious. All right, everyone, check out my sloppy joes. Are they sloppy enough? They could be sloppier, I guess, but I don't like to make any plate too sloppy. They are delicious. They brought me back to my childhood just by tasting the filling. So good. And by the way, I mean, I don't have to tell you, but the kids love this stuff. I would eat mine with a little salad on the side instead of the bread, but that's my own thing. All right, let's jump into a dish that's easy but so delicious and really made for possibly more of the adults in the family, but if your kids love fish, this is perfect. And I have a little helper with me today.
How are you?
Is Malou. Hi, Malou.
I'm doing so well.
Thank you. You go to school here, correct?
Yes, that's absolutely right. I'm a current student, and I'm enjoying every class. I would like to come 7 days of the week.
Really?
Believe me, I love this.
Just like you, I used to love going to culinary school. It's just the most exhilarating feeling, right? You feel an energy.
Believe me, you can express everything, and I'm enjoying what I'm cooking, because when you cook, you love somebody.
Right.
Well, I'm enjoying it. Well, you're right.
Hold on.
I know. No,
you don't have to love somebody to cook well.
No, you're right. You're right.
When you add love to food, you can feel it, right?
You can feel it.
There's nothing
That's
like
right.
it.
Yes, that's what I want to say.
I
You
agree.
just feel it, and you feel the details, the textures, the colors, and everything on it.
It's
I'm
exciting,
enjoying it.
right?
Please.
And you can throw your personality into what you make.
Yes.
We have today some local snapper, and what we're going to do, we're going to put everything on the same pan to make things easy for people at home that don't want to make too much of a mess and spend too much time in the kitchen. Spend more time with your family.
All right.
All right. So what I already started doing is I already started making, baking actually, roasting fingerling potatoes. I just quartered them, tossed them in some oil, salt and pepper, put them on a piece of parchment paper, and I gave that only 10 minutes in a 350-degree oven to give us a little jump start, because the fish is faster than the potato.
All right.
Dale? Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, if you don't mind, I'm going to give you this tray.
All right.
If you can start arranging some of the yellow squash, but don't go too crazy. We don't want to fill it too much.
Okay.
And we have zucchini slices. We also have snow peas. If you want to just kind of tuck things around, and then I'll put the fish in there, that would be amazing. But don't go too heavy, okay? Because we need room for the fish.
All right.
So speaking of the fish, I've decided to take my favorite chili stuff. It comes in a jar. It is an Italian chili paste, but you can use whatever it is that you love. You can use Korean chili paste. You can just use maybe a chili flake. It's up to you. Whatever it is that you love, put it into a little bowl with some olive oil. Let's go ahead and stir that around. I'm going to go ahead and season both sides of the fish with salt. And that's actually, you did a beautiful job. Look at you. Okay, next, go ahead and give me the zest of this lemon all over the place, please. Gracias.
Por nada.
So salt, and then, where are you from, Malu?
Venezuela.
Oh, you're Venezuelan,
I'm
okay.
Venezuelan.
Do you make good arepas?
I do.
¿Cachapas?
Patacones.
También.
Empanadas.
Ay, qué rico.
Hallacas.
Delicious. All right, so next I'll season this side before I slather on a little of my favorite chili paste with oil. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to spoon on pretty liberally the chili, like so. All right. So let's see how we did. That's beautiful. Would you put a little bit of that on top of this fish now? And I'm going to play with this sheet pan. All right. So next, we'll take these veggies, because you know they don't have flavor yet other than the lemon zest. We're going to just drizzle a little bit of oil on all of the vegetables. And they really need a good amount, because let's face it, it's going into a nice dry roasty oven. And you don't want it to stick, and you want it to glisten. Gracias, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and cut that lemon that you used for the zest. That can go down below. Thank you. And if you wouldn't mind squeezing just a half of lemon right on that fish. Thank you. Sure. All right, let's get rid of this and let's talk about herbs. If you feel like it, it would be delicious to add a little bit of fresh herbs to this dish as well. I'm going to do some salt, because you can't forget the salt, right? And pepper on your veggies. We've got a little bit of parsley, which I'll just cut some leaves from the top. We have a little bit of rosemary.
Very beautiful.
Y thyme.
Hi.
Right. So we'll take a little bit of thyme, leaves from there. So we'll just chop this together. I don't want it to be too fine. I don't want it to get too lost. All right. So what we're going to do is take the fish and place it into the
Wonderful.
vegetables that you beautifully displayed.
You see
And
those
the other
colors?
one, the colors are pretty, no?
Yes, it's amazing.
Brillan,
Brisha.
which means brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to place these herbs on the fish and all around the fish. Y para suerte, for luck, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of crunchy Malden sea salt. We're going to throw this in the oven. Just a few minutes later, when you come back, this is going to be ready and we can look at it and hopefully taste it together. Malu, gracias por estar aquí conmigo. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I can't wait to see what happens with your career.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, come right back for another of my easy weeknight meals here on SoFlo Taste. We'll see you soon. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste, everyone. I'm here with another student, Yaniel, right?
Yeah.
From Cuba.
Yeah,
2 años?
2 años aquí.
Yeah, he's been here for 2 years. He was actually living in Uruguay. And you're
3
why?
years old.
See, for 3 years before he got here. I'm so glad to meet him. He's here also, another student here at FEI. So I just wanted to show you how beautiful the fish came out. So gorgeous. It all cooked together at the same time, which I really wasn't sure if that was going to work, but it did. Bueno, puedes poner eso allá y empezamos la nueva. So the next recipe I was going to make today, I'm really excited about this one. I love Madhur Jaffrey, who is one of my favorite authors of everything Indian when it comes to food and culture and ingredients especially. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to mix the tomato paste with some water. Okay.
Water, right?
Water, correct. So you take this, thank you, take this. So all this water in there and go ahead and whisk it hasta que está bien cremoso. Todo el agua, todo el agua. Ahí está, perfect. The next thing we're gonna do with this, as soon as he's done whisking that all together, is add all of these ingredients here. And at the same time, I'm gonna start melting the butter. This is a lot of butter, but it is called butter chicken, you know, so there's a lot of butter in it. I just never saw the amount of butter that goes into butter chicken, so it's a little shocking, but I'm sure it's gonna be delicious, and I'm actually really excited to make this. I think I might make it with half the amount of butter next time though, but we'll see. Okay, fantástico. No, quédatelo ahí. All right, this is what's gonna go into what Yaniel has here. This is a little bit of cayenne pepper, just a tiny touch of sugar, azúcar, cumin, comino, and finally one of my favorite spices they use a lot in Indian cooking, garam masala. Ahora, pone eso ahí. The next thing that's going to go into this is some microplaned ginger. ¿Sabes cómo hacer eso?
Sí.
Fantástico. So he's going to microplane a good piece of ginger. It's probably about a 1 to 1.5 inch piece of peeled ginger. I love to microplane it right into that sauce. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, Madhur says to add 1 spicy Thai chili into the mix, so it's up to you. You can go with 1 or go with more, depending on how spicy you like it. Now, I'm only going to cut that right in half because I don't want to slice it and for my child to find pieces of this chili in his mouth. With this, I can take it out after it's cooked and not worry too much about it. I'm going to put the chili right in there for flavor. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, one of the last things, is just chop a little cilantro. And if you know me by now, I always keep it on the stem because I love the stems of the cilantro. And I'm just going to slice this up. And that's the last thing I think we need to do for now. The last thing Yaniel is going to do,
Yeah.
yo creo que ya está. So he's adding a half of a lemon juice into the tomato. And that's it. Cuando terminas con eso, mezclalo otra vez y ya estamos. ¿Sí?
Correcto.
All right, let's see how our butter's doing. So Yaniel is whisking all that together. The final pieces to this puzzle are just the ginger and the lemon juice. Si hay un pedazo grande, quítalo. I'm telling him that if he finds a big piece of ginger to take it out, because we definitely don't want to find that in our recipe. Okay, I do have heavy cream here. That is going to be the last part of this sauce. So go ahead and mix that in. Okay, our butter is really nice and hot. We can go ahead and add that into this. Dale, Yaniel.
Inside?
Sí, delicadamente, porque hace calor. So do this nice and slowly, like Yaniel is doing, because it is hot butter. You don't want anything to splash. So nice and slowly. Dale, perfecto. He did a beautiful job of adding that in. Perfect. I'm going to take the whisk from you now. So I'm going to just whisk this together. I'm going to add the cilantro into it. ¿Y sabes qué? Agárrame el sal, por favor. And I asked him for the salt. Eso. And this doesn't have any salt in it yet, but we are poaching the chicken in this. So everything has to taste exactly the way it should before adding the chicken to it. Because once that happens, it's going to absorb whatever this is, right? Whatever flavors it gets from the sauce. And if it doesn't taste just right, we're gonna have to adjust that later. And that would just, to me, be too late. Okay, ¿quieres hacerlo?
Sí.
Okay, delicadamente poner el pollo con la cuchara. Gracias. So now, Yaniel is putting little pieces of boneless, skinless chicken breast into the sauce. And we're gonna let that poach until it's cooked through. And when you come back, we'll see how it turns out. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Thanks for watching SoFlo. Back to SoFlo Taste right after this.